So to make matters worse, even worse for Joe, prominent Democrat David Axelrod tweeted this after the ABC debate. The president is rightfully proud of his record, but how could he possibly be proud? Oh, man. But he is dangerously out of touch with the concerns people have about his capabilities moving forward and his standing in this race. 4 years ago at this time, he was 10 points ahead of Trump. Today, he is 6 points behind. Hello? Hello? But some interesting battleground polls came out, which show a glimmer of hope for Joe.
This is weird stuff, man.
Yeah, it is. How does he go up after the debate? In some states, he apparently did. Okay, all swing states, Trump leads by 2. In Arizona, as you see there, he's up by 3. He's Georgia +1. We had a poll just a couple of weeks ago that had him up 10 in Georgia. Now he's up by 1. Michigan, Biden +5. Dang. Nevada, Trump up 3. Same with North Carolina. And Wisconsin up by 3.
Well, no, Biden's up.
Oh, no, Biden's up by 3 in Wisconsin. Holy cow.
You can write off Wisconsin for multiple reasons.
Wow. And Pennsylvania, Trump's up by 7. So, that's a good margin. If he can win by 7, that's going to be hard to fake that thing. Good to see him up by that margin there. Now, there was a great Babylon Bee headline, as there often is. Kamala Harris instructed to stop answering all her phone calls with, "Did he die?"
That is excellent.
And she was out and about this weekend and warned about another Trump presidency because you know it's going to be a bloodbath, right? There's going to be blood and rioting, raping in the streets. People are going to be killed. Stacks of bodies everywhere.
Wait, that sounds like Joe Biden's America.
Here she is.
This is probably the most significant election of our lifetime.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, we have said it every 4 years, but this here one is it.
This here one?
We are looking at an election that will take place in 122 days.
Now listen to this.
122.
Yes. Where on one side, you have the former president who is running to become president again.
Yes, thank
who
you.
has openly talked about his admiration of dictators and his intention to be a dictator on day one.
Oh, come
who has
on.
openly talked about his intention to weaponize the Department of Justice against
Right?
his political
Like you guys
enemies.
have already? You've already done that?
They always accuse the
Oh,
other
that's
side of what they're doing or plan to do.
Just the giblets these people have. It's really stunning, isn't it? So who will be president? Let's say next week.
Flip a coin.
They're going to invoke the 25th Amendment and give us a break a little bit early. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But Joe Scarborough is apparently a little bit torn on all of this.
So this is what
These Republicans never learn.
Listen to
They
this.
constantly underestimate Joe Biden.
This is May.
They constantly say he's
May
an
of
old
this
man.
year.
He can't speak. You think about the first State of the Union. He's too old. He's too infirmed. He can't. He blew him out of the water.
Go to
This
them.
last State
Keep
of
them
the
down.
Union, not only was it prepared remarks, it was off the cuff remarks where he just mocked and ridiculed them and made them look like children.
Right.
And yet,
And
why should we be surprised? They still don't get it.
6 weeks
They're
later.
still mocking him, which plays right
May
into his hand.
16th, that happened. Of this
I think
year.
we have to ask the
Pause it
same
for a
questions.
second. But you got to think back. In fairness to Joe Scarborough, how old were you May 16th?
gosh.
Of this year.
I was a toddler.
I think I was 4.
Oh, you were 4?
Yeah, I was
so I
4
wasn't
years
even
old.
born.
Yeah.
I was not even here.
Probably not. Not on May 16th
No.
of this year.
No.
So 6 weeks later.
Okay, so
what
now
kind of tune was he singing?
here's what he had to say 6 weeks later. This is unreal.
I think we have to ask the same questions of him that we have asked of Donald Trump since 2016, and that is...
And that is?
if he were CEO and he turned in a performance like that?
Yeah.
Would any corporation in America, any Fortune 500 corporation in America, keep him on as CEO?
No.
This is a battle for the future of American democracy. And now is a good time. In June, thank God.
Yeah.
In June, and not
June.
October. In June. This is the last chance for Democrats to decide whether this man we've known and loved for a very long time is up to the task of running for president of the United States.
I thought that was
Is he
right-wing
capable
stupidity.
of moving forward? And he knows he needs to answer that question.
This is Friday.
He needs to answer it in interviews. He needs to answer it in press conferences. He needs to answer it at the NATO summit.
Yeah.
He needs to answer it in everything that he does. As for the rest of us, and that's Democrats, that's independents,
right?
That's Republicans of good faith. Let's be smart. Let's take a deep breath.
Right.
And let's understand it's only July the 5th. Such an historic decision should not be made in haste.
Right. Okay. Little bit different tune. Huh.
Hold on.
It's too bad he didn't. You know what? When you're going to say this kind of stuff and it contradicts what you just said a while ago, why don't you at least make that known that you understand how ironic it is that I've now completely done a 180 on this guy. And I was hammering Republicans for saying that he was compromised in some way. Now he wants him out.
So hold on a second. So on May 16th, he was a full-throated supporter of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
On June 28th, he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a train wreck. Let's pull the parachute here." And then now on July 5th, it almost sounds like he's
That's just a couple days later.
Right. So now he's saying, "Wait a minute. Let's make sure. Let's think this through before we totally get rid of Joe. Like, what's our plan here, guys? Who are we going to replace him with?" He doesn't know what side he's on this issue.
No, he doesn't.
It's awesome to see them scramble.
It is.
Yes.
That
the
right
first
there
time-
shows the chaos in the Democrat
for the
Party.
first time in my lifetime, it's awesome to see the Democratic Party scramble. What the hell? But the sad part is, we've been saying this since 2016.
Yeah, and we were crazy for it. Also over the weekend, Joe made another public appearance where he was ready to take some questions. But
the cool thing about this clip is you get to see the face that's going, "All right, guys, come on, wrap it up. Let's go, press." Oh, good. We get to see her face.
All right.
Watch this chick.
Yeah.
I'll take a couple questions. Oh, we can take a few questions.
Thank you, Press. Thank you so much. Back in the vehicles. Back in the cars.
Wow. Look at the little...
Gosh.